So I'm getting a lot of stuff installed tomorrow to my 2003 5AT G35 coupe. And I wanted to make a quick video about a couple parts that I'm getting installed for the transmission, just to prep it for boost, and some extra cooling mods, and just some things that gives you the upper advantage with technology, I guess, and verifying temperatures. And we're trying to collect metal sparks or metal parts that can be in your transmission fluid. So first part I want to go over is the transmission cooler that I got from Mishimoto. I bought this. You can buy it on Amazon. They sell it on Concept Z. I think Z1 sells it. And you can go straight to Mishimoto.com if you want. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty heavy duty. Transmission cooler is just actually in the name of it. And you can see on the back side, it's got this piping here that snakes all the way through these fins. And it probably gives you, about another quart of fluid if you... I think I might actually try to figure out how much is in there, but I'll probably leave it in the comments if I do find out. Here's this big fan that's on it. Generally, when you have a OEM fan or OEM radiator or a Mishimoto automatic specific radiator, it'll come with ports that can totally cancel out this, or you can add it to it too. You can reroute it so that it goes from the cooler to this, or from this to the cooler, either or. But I'm going with this because in the future I'm going to want to get a coil rad radiator for my G35, and they don't come with transmission cooler ports or transmission fluid ports for it to cool it down. So I'm just going to stick with this, an external cooler. I'm going to end up routing the fan straight to my OEM fans. There'll be a positive, power and a ground wires. That way it'll kick on anytime my radiator fans kick on, which honestly is when it does the most cooling. Other than that, it's going to have these fins in front, so if it needs to cool down that way, it can do that. So that's this. Another mod I'm going to be doing is adding this torque solution billet transmission mount. As you can see, it's completely almost one construction other than the urethane bushing that's inside, and then this little metal piece where the bolt goes. I just went with this just strictly because I haven't seen anybody else go with it, and it kind of caught my eye, just it being saying that it's billet and all or whatever. I know Z1 has one that they make on their own, and ISR is making one too. You can get this also on Concept Z. I can't remember the price. I think they're around, I want to say 80 bucks. Maybe I'm wrong. But definitely gonna see what this is like as soon as it's in. I'm gonna go with a AEM Transmission fluid cooler. It's actually just a temp, or not fluid cooler, it's actually just a temp gauge, and you can change the faces on them, and I'm gonna be leaving this one as trans temp. That way I can keep an eye on this in my cabin. That's pretty straightforward for what that is. I'm sure there's tons of videos where you can see it being used for water and oil to keep eyes on temps. But I'm going to be routing this to my transmission fluid pan, which I'll get to in a minute. On top of adding all these mounts to your 5AT, G35, or 350Z, you're going to want to most likely have the valve body upgrade. So I ended up taking this out of my old G because I had the TRANSGO system already connected into it, and I know it's pretty much just looking at a valve body. I can't tell the difference myself, but I do know that the TRANSGO system was installed into this valve body, which went from 103 G35, and I'm going to put it into my new to me 03 G35 and see how that goes. Main reason why I wanted to make this video, because everything else is kind of straightforward and probably already have videos under them, but I haven't seen a video specifically made for G35s or 350Zs about the PML transmission fluid pan. And I'm not sure how well the camera will pick it up, but there is definitely some depth to these PML transmission pans. As you can see, that's a lot thicker than the OEM one. It advertises that it adds 1.1 more quarts of transmission fluid into it, but the best part about it, I believe, the best part to me was the fact that I can add the temperature gauge and sensor added to it, so that's going to be great. And then it also comes with a magnetic drain plug here. It's cast aluminum, and you can see that the fins here will help definitely for cooling, since it's going to be underneath your car. All the air that's going to be swinging underneath it, it's going to be just flying through here, cooling down your transmission fluid. And as you can see, let me see if you can tell on camera, but the depth is like substantial on how deep it gets. But like I said, I'll be adding these. I'll be getting these installed at a shop tomorrow morning, so I just wanted to make a real quick video on the parts that I'm going to be installing. If you have an RE5R05A transmission, I have a 3-plug transmission, and if you already have a 5AT transmission, you kind of know the difference between there being, I think it's a 3-plug and a 2-plug, or a 3-plug and a 1-plug. But the 3 plugs, from what I know, come from the 03Gs and maybe 02s. I think they started changing after 2004, but this is what I'm going to be going with, and I hope to see some actual gains. You know, I'm not going to say that I can feel like my car is going to go through a wall or anything, but it is going to definitely help me when I prep for boost, because I am going to be throwing in a ready twin turbo kit into my G, and hopefully with these mods we'll see how much torque and how much power I can actually, you know, savor or pull out of the actual turbo kit, it being a 5AT. So this one's for all the auto boys that, you know, didn't think they could probably match up with some 6MT guys, but we'll see how well along this goes. Thanks for watching.